sounds of the morning here in the Philippines. We are in a suburb of a big town, or a city I should say, called Ballywag. Sounds like scallywag. Sure, there's a lot of scallywags around here too. But my thought for today is, first of all, I'd apologise for last night's uh, live, what do they call it? Consecutive? No, there's a special word. Anyway, it was being done on both channels at the same time. And I must admit I did it around 9 o'clock at night, and I suppose I was a little tired after my walk. Funny how people always seem to drive past when you're doing your video. And of course they're the ones with little or no mufflers on their motorbikes. In Negilin there was quite a big push to bring them in line, those that chose not to maintain their mufflers on their vehicles because noise pollution, I suppose. And of course it's not operating properly. But my thought for today is really more about the intricacies of how difficult it can be to communicate with your Filipina woman, whether she's your lover, your girlfriend, or just simply a companion. You will always find that over time, the diction, when I can talk, because my diction's probably not that great at the moment myself without my teeth to refine the sound. But their diction over time, as they become more and more familiar with you, tends to get a bit slovenly. Oh, that's a hard one to say with no teeth. A little bit lazy. And you'll notice that after maybe 6 or 7 months, maybe, where they were more than happy to translate what's going on around them. But some, of course, pick up their English with a very good understanding of the vowel sounds in the voice. And others just cruise along, doing the best they can to understand. I suppose it's no different from when we also attempt to speak a foreign language. The words are understood, but the way we pronounce them is different. And that can contribute towards having to continually ask somebody, what did you say? And I'm not talking about someone with a hearing aid problem. I'm talking about in general. Conversation I've had with other foreigners has verified exactly what I mean. They often have to explain things to their wife or girlfriend or companion, maybe 2 or 3 times before they are satisfied, that's the foreigner, that what they're trying to get across to that person is fully understood. So I think that coming to the Philippines, one of the main prerequisites, prerequisites. Oh, I'm getting my tongue tied around no teeth today. But the main thing is patience, staying cool, not getting too irritated by having to repeat oneself. After all, it works the other way round. They must get very annoyed and peeved off that they're having to repeat themselves, and often in the end they sort of almost give up. It's okay, no problem. And you're left thinking, what was she trying to tell me? What was she asking me to do? And that's where the communication is so important here. especially in the Philippines, if this is where you're watching it, or this is where you plan to come. It's okay, I'm sure, in most people's bedrooms, most people's intimate moments, the language of love suffices. But when it comes to everyday communication, even to the point of going to shops and asking for a bottle of plastic Coke, not plastic Coke itself, but in a plastic bottle, then they come back with a glass bottle, showing you quite clearly that, oh no, 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 not that one, a plastic one. Oh, yes, sir. They go back to the fridge and they bring you a plastic one, which shows and demonstrates exactly that they've misheard you or they just misunderstood you. And to get upset about that is not worth the effort. On average, a small bottle of Coke here is about 20 pesos. Used to be 18. I think, remember, it being 15 not that long ago, but it's now 20. 20 across the road, 20 up the road, and some places that I walk, it's 25. Now, whether that's white tax or whether it's just because it's off the beaten track and they need to make a bit more money to cover the cost, I don't know. But again, we can stand our ground and say, whoa, it's 20 pesos anywhere else, why is it 25 here? Well, sometimes it's better just to accept that that's the price they want and go with the flow, because to try and explain it to them in a way that they don't take offense is sometimes a little hard on the relationship that you might have with that storekeeper. So always remember that sometimes a battle isn't worth having just over a few pesos and maybe a little bit of misunderstanding. And that's really my simplest thought for the day to date, and I hope that it gives you some thoughts when you consider coming and living here in the Philippines. It's the little things that matter the most, and if we don't let them worry us, we'll, I'm sure, survive the onslaught of the new challenges that come every day, everywhere here in the Philippines. Nice challenges, most of them. So I'll catch you later now. Bye, folks.